Hello, it's Robin Lustig here, your host for BBC World Drama, showcasing the best drama from around the world. What would you do if your mother was brutally murdered when you were 10? How would it affect the rest of your life? Well, that's exactly what happened to the contemporary American crime writer James Ellroy. He used this childhood trauma to fuel his writing. Over the next hour, we bring you the first ever dramatization of Ellroy's bleak but powerful autobiography, My Dark Places. As you might expect from the author of the Black Dahlia and LA Confidential, My Dark Places is at times very dark indeed, with references to violence and sex, as Ellroy researched every detail. While some listeners may find this uncomfortable, it provides a fascinating and a moving account of one man's struggle to make sense of a senseless act. It begins in 1958 and reflects the mores of the day, when Mexicans were called pachucos and casual racism and homophobia were rife. Then in 1994, 36 years after his mother's death, Ellroy decided to try to track down the killer himself. His extraordinary achievement is in creating a piece of non-fiction as compelling and complex as any of his fiction.
My Dark Places by James Ellroy, dramatized for radio by Steve Chambers, with Toby Stevens as James Ellroy and Matthew Marsh as Stoner.
A cheap Saturday night took you down. You died stupidly and harshly without the means to hold your own life dear. I failed you as a talisman, so now I stand as your witness. I want to find the love we never had, to burn down the distance between us. I want to give you breath.
You the photo deputy?
You must be a detective.
Allen in Sheriff's Homicide. Where is she?
She's over here. And be getting some shots of the surrounding area.
What's the story?
Yeah, some kids found her, junior leaguers out hitting a few shag balls.
What time was this?
Around 10 this morning.
Anyone touched anything?
No, I haven't. Can't say anything about anybody else.
Coroner?
He's on his way.
It's getting hot.
Yeah, she's gonna be cooking up pretty good. Here we are. Yeah. Female, Caucasian, age about 40, fair skin.
Redhead. Any ID?
No bag's been found.
Right.
A white woman dead in a sex crime. Some kind of draw, huh? You wouldn't get this kind of circus for a Pachuca girl or a shine.
I guess not. Who left you lying on your back in an ivy patch?
Who threw the coat over her lower half? It's almost tasteful.
Yeah. If it weren't for the bra hitched above her breast and the stocking around her neck.
Who's in charge here?
That's me, Allen in Temple City Sheriff's Homicide.
Coroner's office.
She's all yours, Doc.
Anybody touched anything?
We don't think so.
Well, I guess we can see what killed her. 2 ligatures, one from her stocking, the other some kind of cord. So tightly knotted, the end broke off and frayed, see?
Oh, yeah.
There's a small amount of dried blood on the victim's right palm.
Huh.
Small laceration in the center of the forehead. Okay, let's see what's under the coat. Dress pushed up above the hips. No slip or panties. Bruises and small lacerations on the insides of her thighs.
Rape victim. Guy wanted what she didn't want to give, huh?
Not necessarily. There's no obvious sign of trauma. There's an asphalt drag mark on her left hip.
She wasn't killed here?
Doesn't look like it. Okay, honey, let's turn you over. You want to get a couple of shots, Deputy?
Yeah, you betcha. Yeah.
Victim's back is wet with dew. Signs of post-mortem lividity.
So how long, Doc?
I'd say she's been dead 8 to 12 hours. Dumped before sunrise.
8 to 12 hours, that puts the time of death between 1 and 5 a.m.?
Something like that. I'll know more after the autopsy.
You ready to take her now?
Just need to take some hair and nail samples.
Hey, pass me your coat, will you? Maybe there's some ID in there.
Yeah. She put up a fight. There's blood under her fingernails.
We'll put out an APB, suspicious males with fresh scratches.
Anything in the coat?
Zilch. I'll talk to the radio guys, put it on the air. We might get lucky.
Okay, let's get her on the gurney.
Just a minute. That pearl ring on her left hand.
Fake pearl, looks like. You want I should get it off?
Might help ID her. Mrs. Cricky, I'm Sergeant Ward Hallinan. This is my partner, Jack Lott. You called headquarters?
I didn't want to waste your time, but I was worried, and it sounded like Jean.
Jean?
Jean Ellroy. She went out last night, and she still hasn't returned. I said to George, that's my husband, it was strange we hadn't seen her, but George said it was none of our business what she did.
Ellroy, E-L-L-R-O-Y.
Yeah, technically, she's Mrs. Jean Ellroy, but she's divorced and got a 10-year-old boy. They live in our bungalow out back.
Do you have a photograph of Jean Ellroy, Mrs. Cricky?
Matter of fact, I do. Took it the day she moved in. Oh, she was happy, you know. It's in this drawer somewhere. She just calls herself Jean. Her real name's Geneva.
Geneva?
Geneva Odelia Hilliker. That's her maiden name, but she calls herself Jean Ellroy. Oh, here it is. Oh, she looks so happy, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Is that her, Sergeant Hallinan?
Mrs. Cricky, when was the last time you saw Jean Ellroy?
Last night, about 8 o'clock when she drove off. She always goes out on a Saturday night.
Anybody with her?
No, she was alone.
And she hasn't returned.
Her car isn't there, and there's nobody home.
Do you know what kind of car she drives?
A red and white one. A 57 Buick, I think.
How long has Jean Ellroy lived in your bungalow?
About 4 months. The boy spends weekdays with his mother and weekends with his father in L.A.
Is he with his father now?
I guess. Mr. Ellroy picked him up by cab at 8 yesterday morning, like always.
Did you talk with Jean Ellroy yesterday? Did she discuss any plans she had for last evening?
No. She has a limited social life. She's from a little town in Wisconsin.
What about men friends?
I never saw any. She's a quiet woman who keeps herself to herself. She's a nurse, works at Airtech Dynamics, works hard.
Well, maybe she plays hard, too.
I don't think so.
Did you ever see her drunk or inebriated?
No. She went out by herself sometimes, but usually came home early.
Did she ever bring men home?
No. She told me she wanted to set a good example to her son.
What about your husband, Mrs. Cricky? What did he do last night?
George? He watched the fight card on TV. We were both here when Jean went out. Ask him, he'll tell you.
Okay.
It's her, isn't it, Sergeant Hallinan? The body?
Have you ever seen this ring before, Mrs. Cricky?
Oh, my God, that's Jean's ring. Oh, she really liked it. I don't know why. I didn't know her well, but I liked her. We could talk to each other, you know?
Do you have a key to Jean Ellroy's bungalow, Mrs. Cricky?
Of course. You want to look around?
Hey, Ward. Yeah? They found the victim's car.
Buick, where?
Behind a bar on Valley Boulevard, the Desert Inn.
What kind of bar?
Saturday night sit-down drinking bar, leatherette boots, pickup joint.
Anyone see anything? Talk to her?
The place is open till after 3. The night staff don't come on till 7 or 8. I've got 2 men badging him at home. Do you find anything in the bungalow?
Half-full glass of wine on the table and a few empty bottles in the trash can. Apart from that, she was house proud.
Yeah, it seems like the neighbor was wrong. Jean Ellroy liked to drink.
Anyone order a cab?
Oh, it's the boy. It's the victim's kid. He's here.
Okay, don't crowd it. Let him through.
What are all these people doing around my house?
It's all right, son.
Where's Mom? Has something happened?
Son, I'm Sergeant Hallinan from Temple City Sheriff's Office.
Yeah?
I've got some bad news for you. Your mother's been killed.
She's dead?
I'm afraid so. Okay. Hold on, son. I've got you.
Look at that. No tears. This one tough kid.
Lee? Is that your name?
Yeah.
You want this candy bar, Lee? Take it.
Okay.
Where's your father, Lee?
Back at the bus station.
Jack, go pick him up.
Yeah, I'm on it.
How do you feel about coming down to police headquarters, Lee?
Will Dad be there?
I remember him giving me the candy bar. A big, gentle guy 1,000 years ago. He said killed, but I knew he meant murdered. When the cab had approached the house, I'd seen police cars and official-type sedans parked at the curb. I'd seen uniformed men and men in suits standing in my front yard, and I knew she was dead. I knew immediately, age 10 on Sunday, June 22nd, 1958. I knew before he told me, and I was pleased.
I'm Sergeant Hallinan. This is Sergeant Lawton, Mr. Ellroy.
Yeah, call me Armand.
You okay, Armand?
Yeah, sure.
The mother of your son has been found murdered. You don't seem unduly distressed.
Well, it's a shock. And I'm sorry for Lee, but no, I'm not distressed.
How did you and Jean get along?
Well, we didn't. Not anymore.
You're 60 years old, and she was 37. It's quite an age difference.
She was 43. She always lied about her age. Hey, look, it wasn't always bad.
What changed?
We did, I guess. The divorce proceedings were acrimonious.
What do you do for a living, Armand?
I'm a business manager.
I thought you wrote up accounts for a drugstore.
Yeah, temporarily, I got a couple of things lined up. I got connections. I was Rita Hayworth's business manager, you know?
Rita Hayworth?
Uh-huh. That was a few years ago, but I'm working on a couple of things.
What do you know about Jean's social life since she's been in El Monte?
Not much. She's a secretive woman. Lied when it suited her.
How would you describe your wife? Did she drink at all?
Oh, she was promiscuous as hell and a lush. She was always drinking.
You sure?
Yeah, Lee found her in bed with strange men on several occasions.
She moved to El Monte 4 months ago. You know, why, Armand?
Well, you ask me, she was running from some lowlife or running to be with one.
Did you know any of your ex-wife's boyfriends?
Yeah, only one. Hank Hart. A fat, blue-collar type with one thumb missing.
You only know one name.
No, I told you, Jean was secretive about her private life. She knew I wanted to prove she was an unfit mother and get custody of Lee.
For the record, when was the last time you saw your ex-wife, Armand?
Yesterday morning when I came for Lee.
She say anything to you?
No. She hated my guts. She only moved to El Monte to get at me.
Was it you she was running away from?
You think I did it?
Did you?
No!
So why did she move?
Look, it's twice as far from her job, but it's harder for the kid to see me. Well, like I said, she was secretive.
Okay, Armand. Thanks for your help.
Listen, how's Lee? How'd he take it, huh?
He's bucking up pretty well.
And when can I see him?
Soon.
Can I see my dad now?
We just want to ask you a few questions first, Lee.
You ain't gonna hurt him.
No, of course not. Just want to find out what happened from the moment he picked you up yesterday morning.
We took a cab to the bus station, and then a bus to LA. Then we went to see a movie.
What'd you see?
The Vikings. Tony Curtis got his hand chopped off and had to wear a leather thing over it. I had a nightmare about it.
And after that?
We went shopping for groceries. On Saturday night, we watched TV.
And what'd you do today?
We walked around looking in shop windows. We had lunch somewhere. Then it was time to come home. Can I see my dad now?
Did your mother have boyfriends?
Is Dad in trouble?
No. Can you name any of your mother's men friends?
Sure. There was Hank Hart. She dated him in Santa Monica. And, Peter Tubiolo.
Tubiolo?
He was a teacher at my school.
Did you ever find your mother in bed with a man?
No.
Well, did your mother, did she drink in the house?
Sometimes.
Oh, how often? Once a week? Well, more than once a week? Did she drink every night, Lee?
No.
Do you know why your mother moved to L.A., Lee?
She said a house would be better than an apartment, but it's smaller. I like Santa Monica.
Lee, did she move to El Monte to be near a man?
No.
Okay, Lee, that's fine. Send in Mr. Ellroy.
I hate El Monte. I had to move away from my friends and Dad. Dad! Dad!
It's okay, son. I'm here.
She's dead. Mom's dead.
Yeah, I know. Now, come on.
Where are we going?
The bus station. Going back to LA.
I don't have to live in El Monte anymore?
That's right.
Ellroy's clean.
He's got a motive.
There's no opportunity. He was in L.A. with his son and he doesn't have a car. You go and check out the victim's Buick. I'll talk to the coroner.
Okay.
The cop drove us to the bus station. We caught a late bus to Los Angeles. I sat next to the window staring at the glittery taillights on the freeway. My father had his arm around me. I knew I should cry. My mother's death was a gift, and I knew I should pay for it. If I didn't cry, I wasn't normal. So, I cried. I cranked tears out all the way. I hated her. I hated Almighty. Some unknown killer had just bought me a brand new, beautiful life.
This is the Ellroy Buick?
A patrol officer found it at 3:35 this afternoon. It was unlocked. Doesn't appear to have been ransacked.
Any prints?
Nothing usable so far. Not much else.
Doesn't look like it happened here, then.
Well, maybe he dumped the body, cleaned the car up, and drove it back here.
Or maybe she parked up, went inside, met Mr. Wonderful, and they went off in his car.
No, I almost forgot. We found these in the back.
Oh, beer can. Must be half a dozen here.
Yeah, well, so maybe they had a few drinks in the bar, had another party in her car, and then switched to his car.
Lot of maybes. Guess we're gonna have to put out another APB.
Yeah, it might turn something up.
What about the Desert Inn staff? Any of your men come up with anything?
Nah, one guy was on duty last night, but he was buried behind the service bar. Didn't see any customers.
You show the victim's photo around?
Yeah, no takers.
We got lucky with last night's bar staff. Alberta Outlaw and Margie Trowick. Local guy braced him, showed him the photo. They ID'd Jean Ellroy.
Okay.
She was inside last night with some Pachuco.
Is there anything else?
We'll find out. Trowick's coming down to headquarters. Hey, we better get back there.
Okay, officer, you can take the victim's car now. We're done here.
Okay.
Okay, Margie. For the record, could you state your name, age, and address?
I'm Margie Lucille Trowick. I'm 36, and I live at 413 Court Adair Street, El Monte.
And you are employed at the Desert Inn as a waitress?
No, I used to work there, but I've been sick.
Did you see the woman in this photograph on Saturday night?
Oh, yeah, the redhead. I seen her. She was very attractive with amazing red hair. Titian red, I call it.
What time did you arrive on Saturday night?
About 10 after 10. I sat at a table, had a few drinks.
Was Jean Ellroy there when you arrived?
The redhead? No. She came in around 10:45, maybe a bit later. She was with a woman.
Oh, yeah? What did the other woman look like?
Heavy set, around 40, with dishwater blonde hair and a ponytail. They sat down at a table. This Mexican guy walks over to him and helps the redhead off with her coat.
And then what happened?
Oh, he and the redhead start dancing.
Can you describe the Mexican guy?
40 to 45, slim and dark, black hair slicked back. He was wearing a dark suit and a white shirt open to the throat.
How tall was he?
Between 5'9" and 6 feet.
And he was Mexican?
He was swarthy, he looked Mexican. He seemed to know the two women.
Did Jean Ellroy or the blonde appear intoxicated?
No, they seemed okay.
Anything else happen?
Yeah, a drunk asks me for a dance. I say no, and he gets snotty and wanders off. Next thing, he's dancing with the blonde.
You see anything else?
No, I got distracted. I ran into a friend, went for a drive with him.
And what time did you leave?
About 11:30. The drunk was sitting with the blonde, the redhead, and the Mexican.
Did you know any of these people?
No, I never seen any of them before. Oh, well, I might have seen the drunk. He looked kind of familiar.
Get away from me! Get away!
Lee, are you okay?
Dad?
Yeah, it's okay now. You're with me. It's okay.
I was dreaming.
What, about your mom?
No. Tony Curtis on his black stump guard.
We're gonna be okay, Lee.
I know that.
Monday, June 23rd, 1958. A bright summer day and the start of my new sunny life, the boo-hoo stuff behind me. My period of mourning lasted half an hour.
Oh, your Aunt Leota and Uncle Ed are coming out for the funeral.
Funeral?
Now, you don't have to go if you don't want to. Well, looks like I'm going to get your mother's Buick.
You can't drive, Dad.
Yeah, no, I'm going to sell it if I can. Look, Lee, you better amuse yourself for a while. I got to go out.
Where to?
Downtown. To identify your mother's body.
Dad was coming off somber, but I could tell he was really happy, closing out his ex with post-mortem minutiae. My parents were a great, good-looking, cheap Hollywood couple that dazzled in the short run. 17 years her senior, he was tall and built like a light heavyweight. He was drop-dead handsome and possessed a massive wang. It had to be sex. They kept up a united front and limited their offensive broadsides to one witness. Me.
I got a few things lined up, Jean.
Armand, you're a weakling and a parasite.
It's better than being a lush and a whore.
Their hatred escalated over the years and peaked at a level of low fury. I caught both sides.
Hallinan homicide.
I've got the autopsy report.
Oh, okay, Doc. Shoot.
Cause of death was asphyxia due to strangulation. She may have been unconscious at the time. She'd been struck on the head 5 or 6 times. And she'd engaged in recent sexual intercourse. She'd probably eaten a full meal 1 or 2 hours before her death. Most likely Mexican food. There were partially digested beans, meat, and cheese in her stomach.
Had she been drinking?
Yes, but the toxicology reading was low.
Time of death?
I'd say around 3 a.m. Between 2 and 4, anyway. Oh, yeah, one more thing. She was menstruating.
Yeah?
We found a tampon. I'll send the report over.
Appreciate it, Doc. Jack, did you locate the drunk Margie Trowick mentioned?
Yeah, we found him. Hophead and a wino. Had to let him go.
Why?
Arrested at midnight, 3 hours before Gene Ellroy was killed.
Tell you anything?
Too loaded to remember much. Didn't know the blonde or the Mexican. Seems like he made a pass at Gene Ellroy. She nixed him and he moved on.
That's it?
He thinks the Mexican guy might be called Tommy.
Look in the guest book, see if anyone's called Tommy, and bring him in.
Hey, can I get you guys something?
Levon Chambers?
Gee, how did you know it was me?
Well, your boss said to talk to the pretty blonde.
He did?
I'm Ward Hallinan. This is my partner, Sergeant Jack Lawton, Temple City Sheriff's Office. Your boss said you had something for us.
About the woman with the red hair. I heard on the radio. It spooked me, you know?
Is this the woman you saw, Mrs. Chambers?
Good looking, ain't she? It was late Saturday night. We were real busy.
What time?
After 10?
So why did you notice her?
Well, she don't know what she wants. Then she says a sandwich, and I'm about to say a hot dog. And she says the thinnest sandwich you got, so I say, that'll be grilled cheese, which is what she has.
What about the guy? He order anything?
Just coffee. I took the order, and that's when I noticed the ring. The way she was sitting, you know, laughing and smiling.
Can you describe the ring?
An enormous pearl on her wedding ring finger.
Notice anything else?
Just the dress she had on. Blue. Blue print.
You think she'd been drinking?
I'd say she was pretty drunk. But she was real pretty, you know, with a nice personality. And that hair.
How about the guy? Had he been drinking?
If he had, he didn't show it.
What did he look like?
Dark, very thin. Thin face, dark hair, combed straight back.
And how old was he?
Mid-30s.
Between 35 and 40?
Yeah.
Nationality?
Italian, maybe, or Greek.
Mexican?
Maybe, but his tan didn't seem dark enough. Of course, I know there's lots of light ones, but...
You noticed the car at all?
It was a dark green Oldsmobile. 55 or 56, I think. A sedan. A two-tone.
Dark green and lighter green?
Yeah.
You catch the license plate?
It must have been a California plate, because I'd have noticed otherwise. You never get any tips off out-of-state cars.
Did you see them leave?
No. No, she ate her sandwich, they paid, and left.
Was there anyone else in the car?
No, they were alone.
You notice anything odd about her clothing?
Not then. I did when they came back.
They came back? What time was that?
Late. Sunday morning, about 2:15 or a little after. This time, she wanted a bowl of chili and coffee.
And the guy?
Same as before, coffee.
Were there beans in the chili?
You know chili that don't have beans?
Anybody with them?
No.
And what was her condition?
She was happy, laughing and smiling.
Anything else different?
The front of her dress. I could see practically the whole breast, one side.
It wasn't covered by a brassiere.
Well, I couldn't see one.
Did she give any indication she was upset or mad?
She was happy.
And the guy, how did he seem?
Bored. She was laughing, but he just seemed bored.
Would you recognize him if you saw him again?
Yeah, I would. It's a shame. She seemed so happy.
So, Jack, what do you think?
We need to find the swarthy guy.
You think it's him?
Well, they were in Stan's drive-in at 2:15. An hour later, she's dead. Yeah, I think it's him.
The ex-husband thought she was running away from someone.
Or to someone. Come on, Ward. You think the swarthy guy dropped her off and some guy she's running from just happens to be waiting?
So how did it go?
Saturday night, she goes out bar hopping, meets the guy.
At the Desert Inn.
Margie Trowick says that's what happened.
What about the blonde she was with? They came into the Desert Inn together, left together too?
Maybe she's a friend of Gene Ellroy.
Maybe she's a friend of the swarthy guy. Maybe they're all friends.
Well, you think Gene knew him before Saturday?
If he did, why did he kill her?
Because, that night things got out of hand and he went too far.
There's no indication of rape, Jack.
She was menstruating.
Yvonne Chambers said she was happy.
Okay, well, maybe they've been kissing and fooling around. He wanted more, she said no. He wouldn't take no for an answer.
When did they lose the Buick?
My guess, she left it at the Desert Inn the very first time. But then when did they drink the beer?
We don't know they did. Could have been left for another weekend. Any word on the blonde?
No, we checked all the local bars. Nobody knows her.
You telling me she was from out of town? I don't buy that.
Come on, middle-aged, too many pretzels. She doesn't turn any heads. No one remembers her.
If Gene Ellroy had eaten more pretzels, she might still be alive.
So who is this blonde?
Margie Trowick said it looked like her and Gene knew each other. They entered the Desert Inn together and left the same way.
And there's men checking every bar, drive-in, and dinner joint in the El Monte area. Up to now, nothing.
Maybe Gene and the blonde are workmates.
Oh, maybe they all are.
Hell, the press will run it anyway. Something might turn up.
But we need to check Airtech Dynamics.
We need to find the swarthy guy.
I hated moving to El Monte. My mother began to drink more. The kitchen smelled of bourbon and cigarettes. She tried to placate me on my 10th birthday.
Happy birthday, Lee.
Oh, she's great. Aren't you just more?
You'll have to look after her, seeing as she's your dog.
I will, Mom. I'll take her on walks and everything.
And now that you're 10, you're old enough to decide who you want to live with.
Who I want to live with?
Yes, Lee. Who would you like to live with? Me? Or your father?
Dad, I guess.
You ungrateful mouse!
She knocked me off the couch, banging my head on the coffee table. She pushed me over the line. I took sides. I hated her because my father did. I hated her to prove my love for him.
Man that is born of woman has but a short time to live and is full of misery.
My mother's sister and brother-in-law flew in. Uncle Ed Wagner was composed, Aunt Leota distraught. She'd worshipped her big sister. Jean had the looks, the red hair, and the superficially dashing husband hung like a mule. Ed Wagner was fat and brought home the bacon. Leota was a Wisconsin housewife, slow to rile and a good grudge holder. Dad couldn't stand them.
Ed Wagner is a draft dodger and a lousy kraut. I hate krauts. I killed enough of them in 1918.
But he held it back for the funeral. My mother was placed in the ground at Inglewood Cemetery, in a plot inches from a busy street and a stretch of chain-link fence. The headstone was marked Geneva Hilliker Ellroy, 1915 to 1958. Some of my mother's workmates turned up. Jack Lawton and Ward Hallinan were there. But I copped a plea, stayed home and watched TV. Ed and Leota chalked my calm emotional state to shock. I kept my mouth shut and let the adults do the talking. After the Wagners went back to Wisconsin, my father took possession of the Buick.
Where is it, Dad?
I sold it. Managed to pocket your mother's down payment, too. Not bad, eh, Lee?
Why did Aunt Leota give me her phone number?
Well, she holds the purse strings on a fat insurance policy in your mother's life.
I don't get it.
Neither do we. Well, not until you're 21. It had a double indemnity clause, boosted the payout to 20 grand because she was murdered. You're the sole beneficiary.
Why do I have to wait until I'm 21?
Aunt Leota's holding it in trust for your education. You can extract small amounts for emergencies.
What kind of emergencies?
What the hell should I know? Ugh. What I couldn't do with 20 grand.
I settled into Dad's apartment to enjoy my summer vacation. The cops came by a few times.
Is there anything you haven't told us about your mother's male friends, Lee? A man you may have forgotten about, or someone your mother mentioned.
Like the swarthy guy?
What do you know about him?
I've seen the newspapers.
About your mother?
Dad kept most of them. They're in a trunk under the bed.
I didn't know you looked.
Why did you keep them, Armand?
Well, just some clippings. I thought maybe when he's older he'll, well, you know.
So you've seen the picture of the swarthy man, Lee?
Mom never brought him home.
You're sure?
I don't see how anyone could be sure. Those new identikit pictures, they all look like corpses.
We brought in a sketch artist who melded features from identikits from 2 witnesses into 1 picture. Both agreed that's the guy they saw with Jean.
And you haven't found him?
We're still checking, Armand. Every lead, every detail.
And what about Hank Hart and Peter Tubiolo?
Both have solid alibis.
You want to know what I think? Jean balked at a 3-way with a blonde and a swarthy guy.
Why do you think that, Armand?
That makes sense, doesn't it?
Did you know the blonde or the swarthy guy?
Ah, it's just a theory. Of course, it's part of a larger riddle.
What riddle would that be?
And why she ran to El Monte in the first place. But Lee's mother was a secretive woman.
Dad and I watched TV sitting on cheap furniture, eating an exclusive grease, sugar, and starch diet. The dog messed everywhere. The place smelled. Dad ignored it and boasted about past conquests.
When I was Rita Hayworth's business manager, I had her, Lee. You believe that? She was a nympho. Couldn't get enough. But that's Hollywood for you. You know, half the leading men are fruits.
Fruits?
Yeah, raging homos. Randolph Scott was one notorious homo. You know how you can tell a homo, Lee?
How?
They wear mirrored shades so they can measure crotch bulges covertly. But it ain't all bad. Fruits serve one good purpose in life.
What's that?
They expand the pool of available women. Rita Hayworth, another wild redhead. Yeah, I got leverage there, because I know things.
Red-headed women ruled his post-war years. He couldn't escape the sexual allure. Neither could I.
You like girls, Lee?
Sure I do.
I didn't tell him that full-blown women jazz me more, especially divorced mothers. Their bodies had these neat imperfections. Heavy legs and bra strap markings drove me crazy. I like pale-skinned, red-haired women best. I was headed for a hot date with a desecrated woman.
What kind of girl?
Dad, it's Dragnet.
I was hooked on the TV cop show, especially storylines about murdered women. And as I overdosed on crime, the police case stalled. Even at 10, I could sense it.
Margie, Levon, thanks for coming down here again.
We've got some more mug shots for you to look at.
Oh, are they all Mexicans?
Well, they're sex offenders mostly.
Would you 2 mind looking through this book and then those 3 over there?
All of them?
I'm afraid so. I'll get you more coffee, maybe some donuts.
Is he trying to feed us up, Sergeant?
Don't take it personally. He does it with all the gals.
What now, Ward? We haven't come up with zip on the blonde or the dark man.
I know. I'm getting heat to clear up some other cases.
We're dead-ended here.
My mother died on a wild Saturday night. Los Angeles was part of the myth of the Wild West. The Old West played hell on women. The blonde and the swarthy man had disappeared back into that night. The red-haired nurse was in danger of being written off as a mythic casualty. Time passed. Dad and I slipped into our new routine of TV and junk food. Just before Thanksgiving, the cops visited for the last time.
Hey, we brought you some candy. You still like candy, don't you, Lee?
Sure.
It's been a while, Hal, isn't it?
Yeah, sorry. Work never stops.
Any news?
I'm sorry. We wanted to ask Lee some more questions.
Well, that's fine. Isn't it, Lee?
Sure.
It was the same tired riff. I didn't tell him anything because there was nothing to tell. Later, Dad sent me outside to play while he talked to the cops. But I tiptoed back and listened at the door.
The case is dead, Armand. I'm sorry.
Hey, you done your best. I know that. My ex-wife was a promiscuous drunk.
Yeah, she was such a goddamn secretive woman.
Her life just doesn't make sense.
That's right. No sense at all.
A goddamn mystery.
Jimmy?
Jimmy, you okay?
Stoner. Yeah, I'm fine.
Lost in the case file, huh?
Yeah. Is this all there is? One dusty concertina file?
There'll be more now, but older cases like your mother's, well, you seen everything?
Dead body report, coroner's report, reports on exonerated suspects. Yeah, I seen them.
How about the crime scene pics?
Not yet.
You sure about this? Some of them are pretty graphic.
I'm a writer, Stoner.
I know. I've read your work.
Hmm? What do you think?
Not bad. But why are all the cops extortionists and perverts?
Good cops make for bad fiction.
Guess so. Jimmy, look, I'm retiring next month. 32 years on the force. Last 14 in homicide. I've seen every type of murder, every sort of messed up victim, and met pretty much every kind of killer. I thought it would get easier. I was wrong.
Your point being?
Sometimes it's better not to know.
I'm writing an article. Looking at this stuff is my job.
Only this time, it's your mother.
It wasn't my idea. I was a 46-year-old crime writer living in Connecticut. My mother was 35 years and 9 months dead. I thought about her every day. Out of the blue, a friend called me. He was writing a piece on 5 unsolved San Gabriel homicides. My mother's was one of them. He would view my mother's file, see the crime scene photos. He would see Jean Ellroy dead. It hit me immediately. I had to see that file. I had to write about it. I rang GQ magazine, sold him the idea. I contacted Temple City Sheriff's Unsolved Cases Unit. That's when I got Stoner.
You want to come back tomorrow, Jimmy? See the pics then?
No. Thanks.
Holler if you need anything.
Victim, August 57.
I remember that white dress. At a party? She got a drink and a cigarette. People having a good time behind her. She looks bad. Like a drunk putting up a losing front.
Crime scene, Arroyo High. Insect bites on her arms. She could be a sick woman sleeping except for the bloated face and the cord and stocking tight around her neck. I remember that dress too. Never seen it pulled up like that. I looked away fast and made it a blur. The last shot was an autopsy shot. Her head was propped up on a black rubber block. I saw the dry blood on her lips and sutured abdominal incision. I held it down, did my job, and memorized details. I went back to Connecticut and wrote my piece. I thought it would be cathartic, but every time I shut my eyes, I saw the photos. She was always there, challenging me to discover how she lived and died.
I read your article, Jimmy. Not bad.
I want to turn it into a book. My publishers agreed. I want you to help me.
Oh, I'm retired.
I'll pay you a percentage of my advance and cover all expenses.
What for?
I want to reinvestigate my mother's murder. You still there, Stoner?
I'm here.
I want us to team up and look for the swarthy man. I hate him now.
You any idea what the odds are?
Stratospheric, but I want to find him. You up for that?
All right, Jimmy. I'm up for it.
I'm flying out Labor Day. I want to go to the crime scene, Arroyo High.
On the plane back to L.A., I'm thinking about motive. Why now? I was glad when my mother died. I rarely thought about her afterwards. I devoured true crime magazines, zeroing in on murdered women. Dead women owned me. I got expelled from school, Started following girls I vaguely knew, breaking into their bedrooms, stealing their panties till I was nearly caught. I had these stories in my head, driving me crazy. While the TV blared and the dog messed, Dad sat around smoking and bragging about the old days. When I was 14, I found him on the floor in a mess of feces and urine. I thought it was the dog, but he'd had a stroke. When he came back from hospital, he still tried his virile boasting routine, but his eyes gave him away. I was all he had, and he was terrified. That's when I started doing drugs. I wanted him to live, but I wanted to be alone in my fantasy world with her. He lasted another 3 years. His last discernible words to me were,
"Never leave a restaurant without trying to pick up the waitress."
An exit-line philosophy for a barstool Lothario. Or a killer.
Okay, Jimmy, this is Arroyo High. So?
Like I said on the phone, I want to reinvestigate the murder.
Okay, but we have to talk about Jean, your mother. Truthfully, bluntly, what happened here?
LaVon Chambers' testimony suggests she ditched the blonde when she met with a swarthy guy. She ditched her so she could have sex with him.
So, how did it go?
Afterwards, they go back to Stan's drive-in. He's bored. He wants to ditch her and get on with his life.
Why kill her?
She wants more.
More sex or more attention?
Both. The promise of a next time with flowers and a ritzier venue.
I don't buy it, Jimmy. Here's my take. The swarthy man wants more. Jean's menstruating and refuses to give it up.
Why go back to Stan's drive-in then?
That's Jean's idea, to cool him down. She's half drunk and lighthearted. He's frustrated as hell.
Okay, they finish their snack, then what?
He suggests a drive. He knows the secluded road by Arroyo High. He drives straight here and demands sex. Jean says no. They argue. He hits her on the head 5 or 6 times.
What with?
His fists, a small metal tool he has in the car. She goes unconscious. He rapes her.
Then he's stuck in his car with a woman who can ID him on a rape charge. Panics.
He has a sash cord in the trunk. He wraps it around her neck and strangles her. The cord breaks. He finishes the job with her left stocking. He hauls her body out of the car and dumps it in the ivy.
Just here.
Then gets out of the area fast.
I shut my eyes and replayed the reconstruction.
We need to locate Jack Lawton and Ward Hallinan.
Okay, Stoner.
Jimmy? Are you okay?
I can't stop shaking.
I was closer to her than I'd been in a long time. That's what made me shake. It scared me and spurred me on. I craved justice like I craved attention. I could never get enough. But my mother was a very private woman, and I was hell-bent on destroying her privacy.
Hey, what is this place?
Evidence store. Old cases. Here you are.
Z483362. What evidence?
From your mother's case.
Great.
You worry me, Jimmy. You're so damn cold-blooded about everything.
I'm trying to find my mother's killer.
And if we don't find him, what then?
I don't know.
Maybe you're looking for the wrong thing, Jimmy.
Hey, you want to stop, Stoner? I'll carry on without you if I have to.
Hey, take it easy. I got some news. Jack Lawton died in 1990.
Oh, damn!
But Ward Hallinan is still around. He's 83, lives in San Diego County.
You talked to him?
Briefly. Says he doesn't remember the case. I'll leave you alone for a while, huh?
It was a transparent plastic seal bag. There were several smaller labeled plastic bags inside.
Victim's fingernails. Sample. Victim's hair. Victim's pubic hair. Ligatures.
Later, I cruised the dark El Monte streets in my car. I thought I'd escaped, but it had reclaimed me. Then and now, her and me, fantasy and reality were coalescing. But then, they always had. Before I started writing, I did drugs and booze. Booze gave my thoughts a physical dimension, but I could never get enough. I flunked college, slept rough, did some county time. I nearly went under for good. I started writing in rehab. I prospered, escaped, but writing was just another form of containment. I knew the idea of closure was liberal garbage. When I got back to my apartment, there was an urgent message from Stoner.
You think it's the same killer?
Elspeth Bobby Long was beaten, strangled with a nylon stocking, then dumped by a road 4 miles from Arroyo High, 23rd January, 1959.
Had she been raped?
There was no sign of it, but the coroner established she'd had sex shortly before her death. She was laid out face up, her legs were bare, she'd been beaten about the head.
She'd been drinking?
She died stone cold sober. She had partially digested beans, rice, and cornmeal in her stomach.
Mexican food again.
The killer covered her legs with her coat.
Like my mother?
The two cases are practically twins, Jimmy.
Alan mentioned this when you called him?
No, but he followed it up at the time.
Well, where did you get all this?
An old unsolved file. Don't know why I didn't see it before.
Unsolved? Any suspects?
There were a few, but nothing stuck until July '62. An attempted rape. A perp named Jim Boss Bennett. He met a woman at a bar, went back to his place, drank some more, then he wanted sex. She said no. She claimed he attacked her, banged her head on the floor, tore her clothes off, but she managed to get away. Detectives who popped him thought he looked like an old identikit picture.
The swarthy man?
Hallinan thought so when he met him. Bennett was 44, had a 2-page rap sheet, assault convictions going back years. He'd had a series of jobs in and around the El Monte area before, during, and after your mother's death.
What happened?
So were any of the men there the swarthy man?
Number 2 looks like him.
Yeah, number 2 was with the redhead.
You're certain?
Well, it's 4 years since that night.
He doesn't look Mexican.
He looks like skinny white trash.
What about you, Margie? Is that the man?
I think so.
Enough to say so under oath?
No, not under oath.
Well, I couldn't swear to it. Sorry.
Hallinan cut Bennett loose?
They couldn't file a murder charge. The attempted rape was flimsy. The complainant was a barfly.
He was a good suspect, and Hallinan let him go.
He talked to Bennett's wife and his known associates. They said he was bad, but not awful. He had no evidence.
You think the swarthy man killed Bobby Long and my mother?
Maybe.
You think Bennett was the swarthy man?
Hallinan didn't.
I see him as a slick, blue-collar type. Likes women older than himself. They're suckers for cheap romance. He daydreams about hurting them. He never asks himself why.
So how did it go?
My mother was the first. The blonde kept her mouth shut. He lived scared for weeks. His fear fizzled out. 7 months later, he meets Bobby Long. She says something out of turn, and bang! Now, he's really scared. He'd figured the nurse was some freak accident. He lived scared for a long time, scared of the cops and the gas chamber. He never kills another woman.
Jimmy, you don't kill 2 women and then stop.
Wait, you think the swarthy guy was a one-time killer?
Let's ask Ward Hallinan.
Good of you to see us, Mr. Hallinan.
I'll be glad to help if I can.
I was the kid you gave a candy bar to.
Did I? My memory's not too good these days.
Have you remembered anything about the Ellroy case?
I know the name, but it's a long time ago.
How about the Bobby Long case?
Bobby...
Elspeth Bobby Long, killed 7 months after my mother's murder. Dumped near La Puente.
Strangled, blows to the head.
It sounds familiar.
A couple of years later, you popped a guy called Jim Boss Bennett. He looked like the swarthy guy, but you had to let him go.
I have trouble with details.
You put him in a lineup?
I'm sorry, fellas.
Well, have a look at the reports. Maybe they'll nudge something.
I remember some of the cases I worked with Jack.
Did you keep any of your old case notebooks?
I tossed them a few years back. Maybe Jack kept his.
We'll check it out.
I'm sorry I didn't nail the bastard at the time.
You were up against a very cunning victim. Jack Lawton's notebooks were a long shot. It all came back to the blonde. She knew the swarthy man. She knew he killed my mother. She never came forward. We decided to go public, use the media, install a toll-free tip line at my apartment. I wanted to run DNA tests on the semen samples, but the coroner's office had ditched them. They needed space to store new evidence. We followed up other leads. Jim Boss Bennett's file had been purged, which meant he was probably dead. We got lucky with LaVon Chambers. She was in Washoe County Medical Center recovering from an acute asthma attack.
LaVon?
Who wants to know?
I'm Bill Stoner. I used to be with Temple City Sheriff's Homicide Unit. This is James Ellroy.
Ellroy?
I'm Gene Ellroy's son.
Oh, the woman who was murdered.
Yeah. We're reinvestigating the case. We wondered if you'd mind answering some questions.
Oh, your mother was beautiful, you know. I feel so darn guilty.
Why?
Well, car hops were supposed to jot down license numbers. It helped apprehend check dodgers. I never wrote down that number. But your mom and the guy look respectable.
How well do you remember that evening?
Oh, I remember it good. The cops thought the guy was local. I kept my eyes peeled for years, but I never saw him again.
Do you remember the Bobby Long murder?
I don't think so.
There was a lineup. You and Margie Troick were brought in.
No. There was only me, and it wasn't a lineup. There was just this one guy, and I wasn't sure it was him.
You sure about that?
I'm sure. I don't forget things.
Is this the man you saw with Gene Ellroy?
No, who's he?
Jim Boss Bennett, the man in the lineup.
I don't recall him.
And this is the artist's impression?
Yeah, that's him. That's the man with your mother.
LaVon, how well did you know cars back in 1958?
I was bad at cars. I can't tell one from another.
But you identified the swarthy man's car.
I talked to my boss. He pointed out different cars. I narrowed it down that way.
She'd been emphatic that the swarthy man's car was a two-tone Oldsmobile. She could have been wrong right from the gate. What else was she wrong about? I was learning about witnesses, about statements, about evidence, certainties eroded by time, mine included. The swarthy man was beginning to feel like a dead end. I was no closer to my mother. We found out Margie Trowick collapsed and died of a brain hemorrhage while having her hair done in 1972. Then we got lucky. Anna and George Cricky were alive and living in Utah.
Gosh, Leroy, who'd have thought you could get so big? You were such an awkward child.
You know why we're here, Mrs. Cricky. We want to talk about the Gene Ellroy case.
Yes, you said so on the phone, Sergeant
Stoner. I'm retired now.
Of course, it was a Mexican influx that drove me and George out of El Monte. Oh, she had such lovely red hair. She was cultured and refined. She stood out in El Monte.
What did she talk about?
Oh, her nursing school adventures.
What about men?
She went out most Saturday nights. But she never brought men home, and she never bragged about men.
Did my mother like to drink?
Oh, yes. We suspected she was quite a heavy drinker.
That's not what you told the police.
The cops used our phone. Ran up a big bill. They never paid for those calls.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell us, Mrs. Cricky?
There was one thing. Back in '52, I was separated from my first husband. I went out with this guy called John Lopresti. He was about 30, tall, dark, with an olive expression. He took me to the Coconino Club. He was a very, very good dancer. Is George outside?
Yeah, he's sweeping the path.
After the Coconino, we drove out to the Puene Hills. He made some very fresh moves.
What happened?
I told him to stop. He slapped me. I got out of the car. He grabbed me and shoved me in the back seat. I struggled with him. He climaxed and wiped his pants off with a handkerchief, told me I got mustard, and drove me home.
You never told the police?
I was involved in a custody battle. I never went out with him again, but I saw him a few times. I warned Jean about him right before she went out that Saturday night.
What do you think, Stoner? Could Lopresti be the swarthy guy?
There's nothing in the files, and it's just her testimony, but he's local, Italian.
A nightclub dancer who uses the Puente Hills for his really fancy moves.
Give him 6 years to refine his act, get more twisted, and we got a real good suspect.
We dragged him to a butt-ugly trailer park in Duarte, California. He was old, 6'1" with blue eyes, 215 pounds. He came across smug and cheap, but he wasn't the swarthy guy. I organized a slot in a true crime TV show. They interviewed Stoner and me. We got lots of nut calls, sad calls, and women snitching on their exes. We chased them all down and ended up with zero. I'd been coming to it for a while, but it hit me softly one day. The swarthy man was irrelevant. Men kill women because they can. The swarthy man was dead or he wasn't. We never stopped looking. He was only a signpost. He forced me to extend myself and give my mother her full due. It took me a long time to work it out. Stoner sensed my change of focus and encouraged me to follow it. I had pictures of my mom at 42 and pictures of her dead. I had no family pictures. Nothing about her growing up. Stoner suggested I visit Wisconsin, meet the Hilliker clan. I stalled at first. Dad hated Mom's people, but finally I made contact. Saw new photographs, learned about my mother's childhood, her adventures as a trainee nurse, her life before my father. I began to see her as she had been, a dreamer who got lost somewhere. A little like me. I'm with you now. You ran and hid and I found you. Everything I learned made me love you more. I'll follow your tracks and justify it all in the name of the obsessive life you gave me. You're gone. And I want more of you.
In My Dark Places by James Ellroy, dramatized for radio by Steve Chambers, James Ellroy was played by Toby Stevens. Stoner was Matthew Marsh. Ward Hallinan, Corey Johnson. Jack Lawton, Kerry Shale. And Anna Cricky, Lorelei King. Armand was William Hope. Lee, Ethan Brooke. Margie, Laurel Lefko. Levon Chambers, Barbara Barnes. And the coroner, Peter Marinka. Technical presentation was by Caleb Knightley, and the production coordinator was Selena Ream. My Dark Places was a BBC World Service production. The director was Marion Nancaro.
And if you'd like to hear that play again, just go to our website at bbcworldservice.com. Our next world drama is called Like Confessing a Murder, about the life of Charles Darwin. That's our next world drama, and that's in 3 weeks' time here on the BBC World Service.